I never wanted to see, but you know, the overwhelming love and memories and laughs, and you know, my mama left behind a village, man. I appreciate all the reaching out, just everything, man.
It's a very sad time in the world of music. We've lost someone truly special. Angie Stone. Her songs weren't just popular. They meant something. They came from the heart. Her voice had soul, and her words touched people deeply. She had a way of making people feel seen, heard, and understood. Her sudden death shocked everyone, fans, fellow musicians, producers, and listeners around the world. As the news spread, people everywhere took to social media to share how much she meant to them. Famous artists posted heartfelt messages. Some shared their favorite memories, while others posted clips of her songs that helped them through tough times. Everyone seemed to have a story about Angie, whether they knew her personally or just listened to her music. Her presence had made a real difference. The funeral was held at the Word of Faith Cathedral. It was not just a goodbye, it was a celebration of everything Angie gave to the world. The church, known for its beautiful stained glass windows and glowing chandeliers, was filled with people from all walks of life.
My mama, that's my dog. That's more than my mama. That's like my best friend. Like, man, she would come to the studio with me, like, and she still had that fire, man. Like, she never lost it. Like, I made a song called Miss Angie Stone. I wrote it like for her to sing the hook, and you know, I did the hook, and she's like, nah. She's like, nah, son, you can go ahead and do it. But we went in the studio. She came in the studio with me, like bombarded my session, like just took it over. You know.
Some flew in from across the country, others came from nearby towns. Everyone came to say thank you, to say farewell, and to show their love. At the front of the sanctuary, Angie's gold casket rested beneath a sea of red roses, her favorite flower. The scent filled the room, a quiet reminder of the warmth and strength she carried throughout her life. Each petal represented a memory, a song, a moment when she gave her heart to the world through her music. The people inside the church didn't just sit in silence. They remembered her out loud.
Like living with my mom and being with her and going on tour, and you still don't really grasp like what she is or who she is or what she mean to people. Like, she, you know, like people loved her music, but now, you know, in our passing, I'm seeing she was like more of a spirit. She was like an angel. She's like a tree. She planted roots in the ground.
Friends hugged each other, families sat close together, and strangers exchanged smiles through their tears. They talked about the songs that carried them through hard times, the lyrics that seemed to speak directly to their hearts. Before the service officially began, her music played softly in the background. Songs she had written, songs she had sung, with emotion and truth. Some were her biggest hits, others were deep cuts that only real fans knew, but they all had one thing in common. Angie's soul was in every note. When the speakers came forward, they shared more than just facts about her career. They told stories that showed the person behind the spotlight. One spoke of how she gave new artists a chance, even when others wouldn't. Another recalled how she stayed after shows to meet fans, no matter how tired she was. A fellow singer shared how Angie would pray with her before big performances, calming nerves and reminding her what really mattered. But no moment was more moving than when Angie's son walked up to the microphone. The entire room fell silent. He stood there, holding back tears. His face showed the pain he was trying to hide. When he began to speak, his voice trembled, but his words were powerful.
God is good, man.
She wasn't just my mom, he said. She was my best friend, my teacher, my cheerleader, and the reason I believe in myself. He spoke about her not as a superstar, but as a mother. He shared how she always made time for him, no matter how busy her schedule was. If he had a school event, she was there. If he was going through something hard, she would drop everything just to be by his side. He said she had a way of making you feel like you were the most important person in the world. Even with all her fame, she stayed down to earth. She didn't act like a celebrity at home. She was just mom, someone who cooked dinner, who gave hugs, who listened when he needed to talk. Then he did something no one expected. He pulled out an old letter one he had written to her years ago, but had never shared. As he read it aloud, there wasn't a dry eye in the place. Thank you for teaching me how to love. Thank you for showing me what strength looks like. You told me music could bring healing, that it could connect people, and you were right. Your songs helped so many, including me. When he finished, he looked at her casket and whispered, I love you, Mom. He then quietly returned to his seat. The service continued, but that moment stayed with everyone. It reminded them that beyond the singer, beyond the fame, Angie Stone was someone's mother, someone's hero, someone's everything. And in true Angie fashion, the rest of the service was filled with music. Music was how she spoke to the world, and now it was how the world spoke back to her. Yolanda Adams and Kirk Franklin began the musical tributes with a soul-stirring version of Going Up Yonder. Their voices echoed through the church, lifting everyone's spirits. It didn't feel like a funeral anymore, it felt like a joyful homegoing, a celebration of life. Then Jill Scott stepped forward. She wore all white and stood tall, though her voice shook with emotion. She performed No More Rain in This Cloud, one of Angie's most beloved songs. The lyrics, originally about getting through hard times, now felt like a message to those mourning. It was about moving through pain, just like Angie had always taught us to do. Erykah Badu followed with an acoustic version of Bratha, a track Angie wrote to honor and uplift black men. Erykah's voice was soft, raw, and filled with emotion. She added her own style to the performance, but the heart of the song remained the same: respect, love, and appreciation. Next came D'Angelo, one of Angie's longtime collaborators. He didn't say a word. He simply sat at the piano and played the opening chords of Wish I Didn't Miss You. As he sang, the meaning of the song shifted. It was no longer about lost love between two people. It was about all of us missing Angie. His voice carried pain, respect, and love all in one breath. The final performance came from a choir made up of singers who had either worked with Angie or had been inspired by her. They sang total praise, lifting their voices together in harmony. Hands went up in the air, and tears mixed with smiles. The energy in the room changed. It wasn't about sadness anymore. It was about joy, about legacy, about everything Angie had given. But her story doesn't begin or end with her music. Before she was known as Angie Stone, the R&B star, she was Angela Brown, a young girl with dreams bigger than her surroundings. She started out in the late 1970s as a member of The Sequence, one of the first all-female rap groups. Back then, women in hip-hop were rare, but Angie didn't let that stop her. She helped create space for female voices in a male-dominated industry. Without her and The Sequence, the road for women in rap might have been even harder. Later, she transitioned into R&B and became one of the founding voices of the neo-soul movement. Alongside names like Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, and Maxwell, she brought a new sound to the world: music that combined old-school soul with fresh, modern stories. Her voice was deep, powerful, and full of emotion. When Angie sang, you felt it. But she didn't just sing, she wrote a lot. She was behind the scenes of many famous tracks, writing for other artists and shaping the sounds of multiple generations. Her songwriting told stories of love, pain, joy, and survival. She painted pictures with her words, and people saw themselves in her lyrics. Angie's influence went far beyond music. She became a symbol of strength for Black women everywhere. She didn't look like the industry standard, and she didn't care. She never changed who she was to fit in. She showed up as herself, real, raw, and beautiful. That's what made her powerful. She mentored younger artists. She gave advice, encouragement, and opportunities. She didn't see other women as competition. She saw them as sisters, and she lifted them up. Even today, rising stars in R&B and neo-soul mention her as one of their inspirations. Artists like Her and Ari Lennox have talked about how Angie's music helped shape their own. That's the kind of mark she left. Her sound was timeless. You could hear her roots in every song: gospel, funk, hip-hop, and soul all blended into one. She created music that felt like home, that wrapped around you like a warm blanket on a cold day. Now that she's gone, her music means even more. People will continue to play her songs during family gatherings, lonely nights, and moments of reflection. New artists will sample her work, and her influence will live in their voices. Her name will come up in conversations about legends, not just because of her talent, but because of the heart behind it. Angie Stone wasn't just a musician. She was a light in the world. She carried people through dark times with her music. She made people believe in love again. She reminded everyone that no matter what you go through, you can rise, you can shine, you can sing your truth. As the service came to an end, the golden casket was gently carried out of the cathedral. People stood silently, watching her final journey begin. But in their hearts, they knew this wasn't the end. Legends like Angie don't disappear. They live on in the music, in the memories, in the people they've touched. Though her voice is no longer here in person, her songs will forever echo in homes, in hearts, and in history. Angie Stone may have left this world, but her spirit still sings. As we say goodbye to the incredible Angie Stone, let's not focus only on the loss, but on the legacy she left behind. Her voice, her words, and her spirit will continue to inspire generations to come. She wasn't just a singer, she was a storyteller, a trailblazer, and a symbol of strength. Though she may be gone, her music lives on in our hearts. Thank you, Angie, for sharing your soul with the world. Rest in power, Queen. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more heartfelt stories like this. Until next time, take care and stay inspired.